Hey guys, welcome back to JC Radio, the only podcast that gives you wrong information with the utmost confidence, because we're sticking with that as our catchphrase.
Didn't we just talk about this was going to be the final football talk?
Yeah, like so wrong that you're on the wrong show.
It's still JC Radio.
I don't know. You're on the wrong show. But you know what we're never wrong about? Our opinions at football.
Yes.
Besides John.
But yeah, welcome to the last episode of Football Talk. We actually have John for a football talk finally.
What's up?
We haven't done one in a bit, partially because we've just been busy, partially because we didn't know exactly how to do it for playoffs and stuff.
And partially because I know jack about football.
That too.
But here, let me catch up real quick. Okay, we'll start from the beginning. Broncos. All right, now let's move a few weeks. You know what? It's still early, but the Broncos could still get it. A few more weeks. Look here, Broncos people. If they don't get their crap together, I'm gonna stab them. That's
you did
about
for the
it.
final 4 games.
And then be going and say, all right, we have a chance again. We have a chance, and then we'll go to 2 weeks ago. What the flip? And then now I'm like, you know what? Good for the Chiefs. So
fair enough. That's pretty much how your season went.
I mean, and then all the trash talk in between to the Chiefs, but it's water under the bridge.
But yeah, pretty much here today to talk about, I guess, just everything with the Super Bowl. We'll hit on the halftime show since that's been a big topic as of late. Just the game in general, and yeah, we'll go from there.
And the one good commercial. So
only one.
Yeah, the Jason Momoa one.
Oh, okay. At least we're on the same page.
Oh, no, dude. The opening commercial to start the football game was amazing.
I missed that.
Dude, the NFL 100, I don't know if you want to call it a commercial. I'm calling it a commercial.
It is a commercial, but I don't count it as like a Super Bowl commercial because that's what they did to kick off the game. So I'm like, not counting that.
Well, what happened?
So it shows this.
Well, little backstory for it. All season long, there's been commercials out with Deion Sanders telling people, hey, if your kid plays sports, send us a video in. They could be the next like big star and be in our next commercial.
Okay.
Yeah. And to start it off, they show the kid that essentially wins this whole thing. I think he's catching a punt from someone.
He caught a punt from someone, but I can't remember who he punted it.
Just one of the kids he was playing with at that time.
Okay.
And that's when the commercial then kicks off. But it is all based on Deion's commercial being like, hey, send us stuff. Your kid could be in a commercial and be famous.
But it also goes off of every week this season, they have released content that have been the 100 greatest players like at certain positions.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So like the top ones were all in the commercial who were still alive.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
so
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I figured, but I didn't realize they were all in it.
I thought they were all in it.
I know they had a couple extras.
Because like at the end it showed like almost all of them.
I think at the end, I don't know if they were throughout it, because I know they had guys that weren't in that list throughout it, because they had McCaffrey in there, they had Garoppolo in there.
Yeah.
So they had a bunch of guys that weren't in it, but also, I mean, you're going to throw the greats in there.
Oh, yeah. And Jerry Jones.
Because he's Jerry. Yeah, essentially this kid, like, catches a punt, and he's just running through basically everywhere, running by, like, different superstars and, like, getting their attention. At one point, he's in New Orleans, and Kamara ends up with the ball. It ends up in Drew Brees' hands, and Brees passes it to the kid. And I guess he's just running through different cities, passing a bunch of the superstars, and it ends showing him running into the tunnel at Dolphin Stadium.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
You actually see him then run out with a bunch of other kids.
Ball.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He runs out with the game ball along with a bunch of other kids to kind of kick things off.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Phenomenal commercial. But I don't count that
I don't
in
know.
what I
That's
would be
an
like
intro,
best
I think.
Super Bowl commercials, because it kind of kicks everything
That was like the
off.
best Super Bowl intro, I think.
Dude, you're missing one of the great ones, too. Another great one was the Google one. The Google one was super.
Which one was the Google one?
The
That one
Google
was
one was
depressing.
like, it was very sad, like when you
Oh,
really think
yeah,
about
no,
it.
that was
Google,
depressing.
remember,
it was
blah,
good.
blah,
No,
blah.
I wanted to cry. I don't want that out of a Super Bowl commercial. I want something that will, make me happy.
But Google lately has been doing a lot of those commercials that make you really depressed watching them.
But it's only because they get you thinking about things.
Oh, yeah, but it's also very depressing.
Coming from a dad, and you should know this too, the second we had our kids, we're already thinking about those things. We don't need to be reminded again when we're trying to have a good time watching TV.
Fair point.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
The worst one was, in my opinion, was the Mountain Dew commercial.
I love that.
I
Mountain Dew
did not
Zero?
like- Was that the Bryan Cranston?
That was
one
dumb.
with The Shining. I did not
thought
like
it was good.
I thought it was like, I thought the end when they replaced the blood with Mountain Dew and he was like the twins was good, but like everything else, I was like, this is dumb.
I thought it was really kind of what
that was
nostalgia are
worse.
they trying to hit on here?
I thought it was solid.
No,
I
but
wouldn't say it
hands-
was like one of the best ones, but I liked it.
Hands down, the best one had to have been Jason Momoa.
Rocket Mortgage.
That one was
You're
good.
friggin'
It was
was that
awesome.
for Rocket
Yeah, it
Mortgage?
was
I
Rocket
thought it was for
Mortgage.
like an internet company or
No,
something.
because he's like, he's like,
John, that's Rocket Mortgage.
are they internet?
Yes,
Oh.
Mortgage company.
they're internet-based mortgage company.
Oh.
All right, well there you go. I guess
All right.
they did their job right.
But he's talking about how, like, at home you can actually be who you are, and he just starts ripping off his muscles and then the hair.
I love that. He's like, hold on, almost forgot, and then rips off his. My mom went, no. And then he's working out, and all he has on is just the bench bar, and he's like,
Take it.
his wife's there, like that's actually his wife too.
Yeah. The best thing, what made it even better, is watching the behind the scenes and seeing his actual size with the bar and him going, take it. Because they put the behind the scenes out like the next day for it, and I watched it. I was like, oh, that's so much better.
You know what commercial I was disappointed didn't show? A Quiet Place Part 2. The second trailer was supposed to show during the Super Bowl because they did a snippet the day before
Oh,
of John Krasinski, and it was like, coming to the Super Bowl, and that never happened.
that's weird. I don't know why it didn't.
I don't know why. It was, and it's not even on YouTube yet either. And even on
I'm
YouTube, it's
guessing
still,
the commercial got delayed then.
I guess, but it's still advertised
I'm
like
good
on
not seeing
YouTube.
another commercial for Quiet Place 2, though.
I
I
think
don't want to know too much.
It was cool to see like the like it was like literally like 10 seconds. John Krasinski goes up to a cop. He's like, "Hey, is there a fire?" He's like, "Yeah, we got units going out." And then the alien rams into the cop in his cop car, and John Krasinski literally just turns around and starts sprinting, and that was it. And it said day one in the beginning, and I was like, "Okay, that's freaky still," but it was like Super Bowl, whatever. I was like, "Oh, cool, never happened."
Yeah.
But
Oh.
I mean, at the same time,
I know.
I'm okay with just that being it. But
As far as commercials, I know even before the game came out, I think it was like a full week before, people were already complaining about, well, they wouldn't let this pro-life commercial air, and I was sitting there thinking, yeah, this isn't a time for political bullcrap.
what's pro? Oh yeah, no, yeah, okay.
Like,
Because they had two political commercials there. You know what I did during those? Got a refill.
I mean, they had two presidential campaign ads, but it wasn't like they were just one side. It was one. I'm pretty sure they had a Donald Trump one and they had a Mike Bloomberg one. So it was one for each side. They weren't showing their bias. So if you want a pro-life commercial, you got to have a pro-choice commercial.
Yeah, say that stuff for bocce ball.
Yeah,
Sure.
not the Super Bowl. You want to do it the Stanley Cup or the World Series? Go for it. That's a possible 7 games
Bowl's,
long. You don't just sit there for one game.
Yeah.
Although, did you guys call out of work the next day?
No.
I did not do much the next day.
Same. I was like, I'm at work, and I'm like, I should have just called off.
I didn't.
But they had that commercial talking about how many people did call off.
Really?
Yeah, last year they're like, yeah, last year this many thousand people called out of work the next day. They're calling it Showdown Monday or something like that. Just how many people called out the next day after the Super Bowl just because of how tired or hungover they were.
Well, it just goes to show that they either need to make Monday a national holiday or make the Super Bowl on Saturday.
It'll never be on Saturday. Football's always a Sunday.
Yeah,
thing.
plus everyone's got to go to church, man. I mean, come on.
That's a choice.
Oh no! When you make a touchdown, you go, "This was for you, Jesus," and then you don't even show up for church the next day.
Do you think they showed up the day of Super Bowl?
Hey, that's one thing at a time now, man. No, they couldn't because they were doing. That's why they said this one's for you, Jesus. They couldn't show up there because they had to do Super Bowl stuff. God understands, and And,
I'm pretty
you know,
sure Travis Kelce hasn't been sober since Sunday.
night. Now imagine if he went to church drunk.
Probably
Is what I'm
till
saying.
Sunday when he gets sober again.
So I'm just saying, you just make more of a point. It can't be on Saturday. So let's just make it. Let's just make Monday a good. I wouldn't even say make it like a holiday. Let's just have all businesses agree that that's an excused day off.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If any of you guys want to call out the next day after the Super Bowl, I'm cool with that.
All right.
Just get ready to do double work on Tuesday. So
Yeah.
Sure.
that's all I gotta say.
Yeah. The one trailer I was disappointed in was Maverick. Like, that movie just doesn't Top Gun.
I didn't see that.
Man,
trailer.
it just does not appetize me. I feel like it's 29 years too late, and
Probably is.
They're gonna ruin the best movie ever. I swear. This new generation is gonna be like, fine, I'll watch this movie.
I feel like Mom will fight you over the best movie ever comment.
it is not the best movie.
But we're talking
ever.
about football here. We're not talking about that stuff.
Just saying.
But
The game itself, man, I tell you what.
Can we segue to the game?
yes,
Yeah.
So can I
we've
talk?
hit most of
I'm gonna talk.
what I had on commercials.
Shut
but
up.
Yeah, go.
I'm just kidding. I don't mean to tell you to shut up.
You're good.
I like you.
Cool.
Alex, shut up. So
nah.
I'm a Broncos guy, and I have I have a mutual respect for the Chiefs. It's a love-hate thing. Like, I love to hate them. So, and when they made it to the Super Bowl, I was like, okay, and I'll admit, I love Mahomes. He's a great guy, very talented. Probably at the end of his career will be the best quarterback in the NFL ever.
Knock on wood.
Well, there's no wood around here, and I'm a Broncos guy, so I'm not going to. So,
I was more going with the fact that, you just hope he doesn't get hurt and, seriously, Alex Smith hurt.
Exactly.
No one wants that.
No one does. Here's the thing. From a Broncos standpoint, who is a 49ers fan, and I've been a 49ers fan before, too. I've been known to be one. I was going for the 49ers, and it looked like the 49ers were going to win up to the third quarter. Well, no, actually, no. The first two quarters, it was like a pretty fair game.
I went in the halftime 10-10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Solid game.
I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't
Already
care.
by halftime, we outscored last year's Super Bowl.
Right? Here's the thing. I feel like this was a good game to really show where Mahomes' pressure point is. Because after he threw that first interception, you could tell it shook him up. But, everyone's like, well, Mahomes knows how to...
I didn't think so.
You could tell. You could tell it kind of shook him up.
I don't think he was
Yeah.
shaking at all.
Yeah,
I think he was just out of rhythm. I don't think he was shaking at all. Things just weren't clicking yet.
I don't know. His face had that look of holy crap, I just threw an interception at the Super Bowl.
I think he was probably looking at it going, holy crap, I threw a horrible interception.
Yeah.
Because that first one was god-awful.
That was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. It was
it
right
was
to the
more of,
guy.
how the heck did I F that up?
But you gotta say, he's 24. He's in the biggest game of his life ever playing football, and he threw that kind of interception. I mean, rhythm off, got to his nerves. Either way, he wasn't himself.
For a little bit. I mean,
For a little bit. And this is the third quarter.
yeah.
And I even messaged you. I was like, hey, I think the Chiefs are going to win.
Yeah, you sent a message. You're like, Chiefs are going to win. They're going to go down the field. They're going to score on this drive.
I could have sworn they were going to. There was no reason why they shouldn't have.
I saw that. Then I saw the pick, and I was like, John, shut up.
I was behind.
Yeah,
I'm
I
watching
did not
it.
realize
I didn't
that.
know the pick. The second that pick happened, I was like, Mahomes doesn't do this. What is he doing? What happened?
It was just a really bad throw.
I didn't know. My mouth was open. I was in awe. And then he threw that second interception. And after that, I feel like it was really...
The second one I can't put on him. That went right through the receiver's hand. Because the receiver...
But it still affected him,
Hit
I
the
feel.
hand of
I
him.
don't think it affected him, like you're saying.
You don't think so?
No, not one
You
bit.
guys don't think it affected him at all?
Not in the way you're putting it. Like, what I would think...
He's been so, calm all the time. It might have for, a minute or two, but he was probably afterwards just okay, I'm good.
I don't know, but because they showed him on the sidelines even, and he was even like, what the heck, and just kind of beating himself up, and I'm like Mahomes, I'm like, dude, stop doing this. Like, you will lose the game if you just let it go.
Oh, yeah.
I
mean, everybody does that to an extent.
Well, yeah, but
I'm sure
I don't know.
at the start of that Texans game, he was sitting there going, what the crap? Why can't we do anything? Why are my receivers dropping balls left?
Yeah,
and right?
I guess. Okay, I forgot about the Texans game.
On the Texans game, he was over there getting them fired up.
It was with
but I feel like in the same sense, he's probably sitting there going, why the F can't we do anything?
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of
why are
people,
you guys dropping
that
balls
question.
left and right? Because he usually takes the credit. At that point, there was nothing for him to take like the blame on. Like, they were just straight up dropping them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's probably sitting there going, dude, what the heck? Like, I'm putting them right in the numbers.
Yep. But then we get to 11 minutes and 57 seconds, and then 3rd and 15, and then the 44-yard pass to Tyreek Hill connection.
Dude.
Or as Travis Kelce put it, with 6 whatever on the clock.
Here's the thing. That's why I love Mahomes. I mean, as Chiefs fans, guys, did you really think, at any point, did you think, crap, the Chiefs are going to lose the Super Bowl?
No.
The second interception, yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing them enough this year, a 10-point lead didn't scare me.
No?
And that's the thing with people saying that, oh, Kyle Shanahan blows another lead in the Super Bowl in the fourth quarter. I'm like, I get, technically, yes, he did blow another lead in the fourth quarter of a Super Bowl. At the same time, a 10-point lead isn't that good of a lead. Now, the 28-3 lead he had on the Patriots, yeah, that one was bad.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm like, 10 points is a 2-possession game. That can swing easy.
Yeah, but at the same time, the 49ers had possession of the ball, and they were getting up the field. They could have easily gotten, up there.
Honey Badger, man.
Out of nowhere.
And Frank the Tank.
On top of all this, how many times did they get Mahomes? Like, how many times did they blitz him? Like, I think it was like
They
5.
blitzed him a lot.
Yeah.
I think they
they
tackled
got
him like
3 sacks on the day.
I thought it was 5.
I don't think he got
No, he
sacked
was
5.
rushed 5 times.
Hurt
Out of those
5.
5,
Oh, okay.
3 ended in sacks.
I'm not gonna lie, I lost count. I just kept watching. I was like, dang.
They
Didn't
had-
Mahomes score a touchdown too?
Yeah.
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 He ran one in.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, because it was like right there. It was like right there on the field. He couldn't find anyone to throw at, and then he just saw the hole that was like wide, bigger than a quarter.
No.
No,
And he
his
walked
touchdown
in.
was an
No.
RPO with
Was it that
Damian
one?
Williams.
Which one was I think? Oh, I think that was the 49ers, actually. I'm thinking of.
That could have been. No. Mahomes had, I think they were on like the 1 and set up a thing to where he ran out wide with the running back, and it was him and one other guy, and he could either toss it or keep it himself. And with only one defender
that's what it
there
was.
and 2 guys that you have to defend, it's like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, if I commit to this guy, he's in. If I commit to this guy, he's in. So you don't commit to either, and they're still in.
Yeah, it was a
Thing
good
for
game.
the RPO.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, this is like a legit good game.
Oh, yeah. This was one of the better Super Bowls we've had in a while.
Oh yeah.
But this also brings to the question, though. I don't think Pat Mahomes deserved the MVP. And I'm the Chiefs fan. Cody's
Really?
a Chiefs fan. I don't think he deserved it. I think he played a terrible game. On the
I
other
wouldn't say
hand,
he played terrible. He played an okay game.
yeah, he played an okay game
He
for
didn't.
Pat Mahomes.
He didn't play to the standards that I thought he was going to play,
Well, no.
or that other
But-
people
Yeah,
had given
but that's
me.
why-
You
I said
have
he
your
played
running
okay.
back, Damian Williams, who went 21
For
on
133.
133 yards, 3 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
I thought 1 was receiving. He had 2 runs and 1 receiving.
You sure?
I'm positive.
You want me to look it up, or do we just want to?
Because Mahomes had 3 touchdowns.
Alex, look it up.
Yeah, no, it was just 2.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think it was
Mahomes
2.
alone had 3. He threw 2,
Yeah.
ran 1, which puts you at 21 points. Damian Williams had 1, which means you then had a field goal to hit 31.
Mm-hmm.
So Williams only had 2 touchdowns.
There you go.
Maybe it was 1 receiving, 1 running.
Yeah, it was.
But
He
still,
ran-
anyway, so
I mean,
Either
the
way.
last one was the one to finish it off.
Yeah, that one was for sure. But that's way better stats than what
I
Pat
mean,
Mahomes
as a
was.
running
yeah,
back,
yeah.
that was solid on the day.
Yeah. So in my eyes, I thought Damian Williams deserved the MVP over Pat. But I think Pat got it over politics.
yeah, I was going to say
Well,
it's all politics.
I think they also vote before like the game gets too close to the end, and that very end is what really, I think, gave it to Damian Williams, and I think voting was already done at that point.
Why do
I
they
don't
wait
know
till
how
the
they vote
end?
for the
I would say that'd be dumb to wait.
Well,
till
they
the
have
end.
to have it
Yeah,
all
they have to
set
have
up
enough
for the
time
ceremony.
You could still have. They have
and
a
they have to
good
have enough
like.
time to pile all the votes up.
You have a good
Yeah.
like 20 minutes to like get all that stuff, especially since everything's digital now.
Did you not realize how fast that the game ended and all of a sudden they announced Pat Mahomes as MVP?
I thought it was like 20
So I
minutes.
never
went by.
actually
No, it was
heard
like
them
a
say it
flash.
until they were
Yeah.
like talking to him. They're like, "Yeah, you just won MVP." I'm like, "Oh, guess Mahomes got it."
No, I saw it on the the ticker.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
those
see
things
that.
have been wrong before.
Either way, like it's up there and on there.
I guess not one of my biggest pet peeves, but one of the things that irked me in the game, I don't know if either of you all noticed, but like, I understand the lines they put up on the screen aren't always 100% accurate.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times in this game I counted, that line was like a full yard off.
Oh, I did.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Try
was
not
like-
noticing it on a projection screen.
I was like, I understand it being a little off, but like, you guys aren't even close right
Well,
now.
that and like the line of scrimmage even was just always over
I
a
know,
bit
like,
too.
The
And I
whole
was
thing,
like,
I'm like, how are you this far off?
who's in charge of this?
Like, I understand, sometimes it not being the line to go with, but I'm like, it's kind of hard when you're a yard off. You're throwing me off. You're like, I'm usually like, okay, it's close. They hit that line and we're good. But I'm like, you're a full yard away.
exactly, yeah.
Because like there was one time it said it was like, I think 2nd and 1,
Mm-hmm.
and it looked like a full 2 yards because of where their line was.
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah. Here's something I want to talk to you guys about. And I don't want to hear like, oh, it doesn't matter because they would have won anyways. Like, it does matter. Do you think that touchdown was in? You know exactly which one I'm talking
know.
about, too.
Yeah. You're talking about the first Damian Williams one.
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
The way I looked at it was no matter which way they called it, it was gonna stand.
Yeah, if they didn't
I think-
call it a touchdown, it was going to be
Yeah.
a non-touchdown. If they called it a touchdown, obviously they did. It was a touchdown. They didn't have any angles to where anything showed where the ball actually
Which I thought was hilarious. I was everything there. I was like, really? That's the one angle you guys don't have?
The best angle they have there is the pylon cam. The problem is he was over the pylon cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's null and
Me
void. The
personally,
rest of the
I
cameras
think
are
he got
slightly
in
skewed.
just from where his body motion
Mm-hmm.
was and like where it was carrying him out of bounds. It just looked like his whole front half was over before he was fully out.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't.
Do you think he was in?
I don't know. Honestly, I mean, looking at it, it's hard to tell because from some stopped things, it's like right on the line. That's why I said, whichever way they called it, it wasn't going to change. So
Yeah.
it's one of those calls that I don't know the right answer to that. I mean, it could have gone either way, in my opinion. So I can't say it was or it wasn't because it was too close for me to say that he definitely had it. I look at it as some of those calls where I'm like, I don't know, like whichever one you called first, I'm gonna stick with because well, there's nothing to tell me it can get overturned. There's not enough evidence that it didn't happen. By calling it a touchdown, it was then reviewable.
that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah, well,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
they made
Rely
the
on-
right call just to double check.
Just so they could look at, yeah.
Because then
without
it's
having
also-
to waste
they
the
could-
challenge.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
When they were reviewing and everything, to me it looked like it was it looked like his foot touched, or it was like tiptoes or whatever touched, like 0.03 milliseconds before the ball went over. Like
And it
so like
could have.
yeah. So to me, like I don't think it actually was in, but it's like you were saying, like
It's too close. To
in or
say.
not, like too close. Like yeah, it's like it doesn't matter. I mean, I'll fight it because Broncos, it wasn't it, but like to be honest, like would it have changed the game?
Maybe.
Maybe. But that we could play the what if game all day though.
Any of the people rebuttaling to the Niners fans, okay, well, the score would have been this, then you can't just take the points off because you don't know what that does to momentum swings. You don't know
Yeah.
different
And-
outcomes on it at that point. Like,
And that
was that would have been a 3rd and 1.
Mm-hmm.
They would have gone for it twice because there's no way they're going to kick that field goal on
Exactly.
the half-yard line.
49ers could have stopped them. 49ers could have not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or vice versa.
No one
They
knows.
cough it up, and then the Chiefs get a safety.
Yeah.
So, like, there's multiple scenarios that
There-
could have happened
yeah.
afterwards. Instead of a 10-point deficit or 10-point tie going in, you have a 12-point swing going into halftime.
Exactly. And that's the thing, because like
it
I've
could have
mentioned
changed momentum a lot too.
yeah, and I've mentioned to people like I'm like, yeah, I don't think it went in. And people are just like, "Oh, it doesn't matter. Chiefs would have won anyways." And I'm like,
It would have.
I feel like that's way too quick for you to judge that because it really would have changed
you can't
things.
just say that doesn't make a difference because again, one touchdown can swing momentum heavily in your favor.
Yeah.
Whether it's through a defensive stop or like a huge offensive touchdown, like you get that swag going and it changes things.
This game showed how quick something could change and how that determines the
This
game.
Oh, yeah. You
I
can
still
also
look at the Texans game for how quick something can change.
Exactly.
They
Or when
down
when they
24-0 and they put up like
28.
27 points in
Yeah.
like 6 minutes.
was it the Titans game also similar to that too?
Every game they played in playoffs this year, they were down by at least 10 points and won by at least 10 points or more.
And then again with that data right there, imagine if that touchdown didn't count. What would that have done with, like you said, Alex, with their momentum?
Yeah.
You know, it's really hard to argue
Every one of their
this.
games, they've had at least a 20-point shift in their favor
see. I think
in playoffs, anyways.
the touchdown's the one that I don't think people can. I shouldn't argue the most. I thought the 2 pass interference calls were both more questionable.
Those are
No,
bogus.
That one on Kelsey was clearly pass interference.
That
They-
one was more than the one that they called on us. The one they called on the
they didn't
Chiefs, I
call-
thall
I didn't see one call on the Chiefs.
Yeah,
got
didn't
one
they
of
call
pass
like he like
interference.
jumped up to go like try to grab it?
he
and
You talking
had
about the
an
one on
outreach-
Kelsey?
maybe.
no
Kelsey's
the guy
was
didn't
clear.
turn around to
Yeah,
play the ball.
He jumped
and that's
up
why he
in
had
the air
pass
into
interference.
Kelsey, never looked for the ball. That's a flag every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still bogus.
No.
Yeah.
A lot of people argue that George Kittle's wasn't offensive pass interference, and anytime the receiver has a fully extended arm going for the ball, they'll call it every time.
Yeah.
Whether you think it was or not, or it was enough of a shove, the full extension always gets the flag.
Mm-hmm. But I figured those
Especially
would be more
when he
arguable
shoved him
than
twice.
the touchdown.
The game as a whole, again, one of the best ones we've had in a while.
Yeah.
And if you listen to us talk last year, that game was god awful.
I didn't watch the game last year, and everybody that I talked to last year, they were like, "Hey, what do you think of the game?" I'm like, "I'm not watching it." Every one of them was like, "Oh, we wish we weren't watching it either." So
It was
not-
terrible.
And it's not because it was the Patriots in there. The game as a whole just sucked.
Yeah, who wants to watch a game that ends 13-6?
right.
I like a good defensive battle, but not that.
No.
I watched the reviews, and the reviews were like, "Yeah, Super Bowl is yesterday if you missed it." So
Yeah.
that happened. Maroon
I
5
saw-
played, and
Yeah.
that was pretty much it. Like that was the review, and I'm like, "Wow, how bad did this suck?"
Dude, although, funny story about the last year's, some dude in Vegas put down that the Rams would only score 6 points.
How much money did you put down?
Like 1,000 to go.
Oh
like,
wow!
I want to say it was like 10,000 to 1. So, anyway, he
Lot of
came
money.
up way on top. But could you imagine his butthole puckering because they lined up for that last second field goal?
Yeah, compared to last year, I don't know. Dude, everything about last year's was just bad. I like a good defensive battle. To those people saying that Rams Chiefs game in the regular season last year was amazing, I thought that game was also boring. When you know the offense is either going to score or turn it over, it gets boring.
See, I like
Yeah.
that one just because of how the scoring was. Like, every play was like a top 10 play.
Well,
I know. That's why I got bored with it. I was like, there's people have tried to argue with me. Oh, there was defense in that game. I'm like, no, there were turnovers.
wasn't.
That was it.
The Super
When
Bowl.
both defenses give up more than 40 points and like 600 yards. That's not defense.
Although, if they would have met each other, if the Chiefs and the Rams played again in the Super Bowl, I think that game would have been way less than whatever the over was, that 90-point.
They scored more than 100 combined.
Yeah,
points
100.
in
There we
that
go. I
game.
couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think it would have been way different if they met in Super Bowl 53.
it probably would have been.
The Super Bowl 2 years ago with the Eagles, that was a pretty good game.
It was a solid one.
It was pretty good. It wasn't as good as this year's Super Bowl. It was better than the Super Bowls in the past.
Yeah, it was a solid one.
I think that was the only time I root for the Eagles because I didn't want the Patriots to win.
Same, dude.
Yeah,
Everybody that
regardless.
knows me, I'm a Cowboys fan. Rooting for the Eagles
Let me,
hurt.
let me tell you
I was a
something.
Jags fan in playoffs, too.
Let me tell you something. I don't care who's in the Super Bowl. I don't care how much I love or hate them. If the Patriots are playing, I'm rooting for the other team.
Exactly.
So that's it
Yes.
right there. That's the only thing that keeps me from getting my butt kicked here in Missouri when I show off my Broncos swag. Is I'm just like, hey, Patriots suck, and then we're all friends.
Yeah.
If you like the Patriots, shut up.
Exactly. Patriots fans didn't exist before the 2000s.
Right?
If
They're about to not exist for a while,
yeah,
too.
I was like, you want to argue with me? See who was actually a Patriots fan before Tom Brady got there.
The only time I enjoyed the Patriots was when I was playing Madden 04, and they were like the OP team. And like, if you were the Patriots, you won no matter what. That's the only time I ever was like, yeah, the Patriots. Other than that, like, in reality, screw that. That's dumb.
Enough. I have heard some people saying they think the Chiefs will be the next dynasty if they can keep things going.
Don't you jinx us.
I'm just saying.
That's another big what if. Like
yeah.
here's the thing.
It's all about if you can keep that core going.
They did it great last year.
Yeah.
They did it wonderful this year. Are they going to let all this stuff get to their heads? Or is Andy Reid's going to be like, we can't let this go?
Part of it's going to be whether or not they can keep some of the players around.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that they have to try and keep this year. But, I mean, another part of it is just really trying to keep the same attitude. I don't think it'll go to their heads because they know year to year doesn't matter. But
well, even like the new people that they get, they got to be on the same level as they've been. That way they don't lose it. You can't get some new guy and be like, oh, well, I'm on the Chiefs, so like we're going to be good. No, like this. There's a lot of things they need to put in.
Andy Reid will keep their egos in check.
Here's the thing.
He's actually really good about that. You got to remember, like, if anyone remembers, Shady McCoy had a huge ego.
Oh, yeah.
Before he went to Andy Reid and the Eagles, and then afterwards, he kind of mellowed out.
Sure.
Here's the thing. Mahomes mentioned that he had talked to Andy Reid in between the third or fourth quarter when things weren't looking too good for the Chiefs, and then all of a sudden Mahomes does and wins the game.
Yep.
I want to know what Andy Reid had said to Mahomes because I need some of that motivation in my life right now.
He probably got real close to his ear and then said, double cheeseburgers.
Oh.
Dude. Boy, I want to eat the biggest cheeseburger ever. Go win this game.
Here's the thing. Last year, the McDonald's buffet, the buffet at the White House was McDonald's.
I know.
We want that again this year. Andy Reid's looking at it just like, look.
Donnie.
If I don't get my flipping Big Mac because of your crap interception throws, you're out of here, buddy. And Mahomes is like, yes, sir. Anyways, anything else you guys want to...
Not anything super important.
No.
I think we hit pretty much everything. I mean, everybody stayed healthy this game. I don't know that they're... Oh, we've had one retirement already. Eric Whittle did announce his retirement today.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh. Good for him.
Jeff Allen retired.
He did. He
Good
wasn't
for
like
him,
a
too.
big name, though.
No, I'm trying to think anything.
Still waiting to see if Terrell Suggs retires. I feel like he will, but...
I'm kind of with you on that same boat. We still don't know where Tom's going next year. My vote is either San Diego or Las Vegas.
Is Tom Brady retiring?
No.
I don't care.
Unfortunately,
I think he's going to our division.
I thought it was funny when they're like, last time Andy Reid was in the Super Bowl, it was against Tom Brady, and I'm like, how the flip old is Tom Brady?
Like 43.
Son of a gun.
I mean, Andy's also been coaching for 21 years
That's
now,
cool.
So...
That's fine. You can't be like, last time he was in the Super Bowl was against Tom Brady when it was like 03.
Yeah.
That was just, I don't know, that was just hilarious to me. I was like, ha, that's sad, but funny.
In all honesty, if he's only been coaching for 21 years, that 03 one was like early coaching career.
Fairly early.
Yeah, it was
career.
actually. And that was with McNabb and all that stuff. It was pretty early.
Was that with Shady, McNabb, and...
I don't know if Shady was there yet.
I don't think he was. I think he showed up like
no, Shady definitely was.
Shady.
Like
Yeah. Now, doing the math in my head,
Yeah,
Shady.
it was like
definitely
he'd been playing for 17 years,
That-
and that's
what-
impossible as a running back.
Right, side
no
note.
offense to any running back, but you ain't playing 17 years.
Why was he a scratch for the Super Bowl?
I don't think anybody knows. I think
Okay.
Andy really just brought him in to be like, yo, we getting you your ring. And he was like, we got other pieces we need, but you getting that ring.
Yeah. It's like, we could use a veteran running back for a little bit.
And to be fair, he also brings some knowledge that...
I think he helped Damian Williams because Damian Williams looked a lot better after he came in.
Again, I think part of it was he brought in some veteran knowledge that he could impart, and at times, if they needed him, they could see how he does.
I wonder
and also
if
Andy
Suggs
just being
was
like,
able-
hey, I'm gonna get you a ring.
That's what he said to Suggs too. You'll fit in, and we're gonna get that ring.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
I think we're pretty much good. Otherwise,
pretty much
for
good.
Today.
This is the final football talk for the season. Glad I'm actually being one of them.
Yeah.
Next season we'll change football talk up a bit, but more about that through the year.
Probably change up our polls a lot.
Oh
Actually.
yeah, I lost the polls. My original, if you guys have listened to our JC Radio show, I was supposed to show up to the parade in my Broncos swag, but
one, weather sucked.
it's really because of the weather. I didn't do that, and two, I was supposed to go to St. Louis that day, so I didn't want to go to Kansas City,
And then
all the way to St. Louis in the same day in like crappy 6-inch snow. So,
Yeah.
But we'll figure out something else for me for losing the poll. So,
Yep.
if you guys have any suggestions, let me know.
Black hole attire.
No. So
All right, well, we done for today, I guess. Then
we done for the season. I'll do it. This is JC Radio, and we're signing out.
Peace.